Day everyone, especially to users. By the way, my name is Vivian Andalom. Our topic is all about the history of corporate social responsibility. So, what is history of corporate social responsibility? Uh, CRS truly began to take hold in the US in the 1970s when the concept of the social contract between business and society was declared by the Committee for Economic Development in 1971. Although responsible companies had already existed for more than a century before the term corporate social responsibility was officially coined in 1953 by American economist Howard Bowen in his publication Social Responsibilities of the Businessman. As such, Bowen is often referred to as the father of CRS.
First of all, I'm Al Andawa Bisbetre Batch 1, Group 7. Our topic is all about history of corporate level social responsibility. Some of the most common examples of CSR include reducing carbon footprints, improving labor policies, and participating fair trade. Reducing footprints means you'll want to do things like reduce the amount of energy you use, eat fewer animal products, shop locally, travel smart, and reduce your waste. Improving labor policies means measure to improve the condition of labor, like for example, hire local, avoid expertise, overlap, and source quality components. Participating fair trade means workers' right, safer working condition, and fair play. And that's all. God bless.
Good day, sir. This is Andilum Dierlan. Now, in this video, I will give the four types of our topic in history of corporate social responsibility. First, environmental responsibility. Environmental responsibility refers to the belief that organizations should behave environmentally friendly a way as possible. Now, environmental responsibility, it's one of the most common forms of corporate social responsibility. And those companies that seek to embrace environmental responsibility can do so in several ways, like reducing pollution, increasing reliance on renewable energy, and offsetting negative environmental impact, such as by planting trees and donating to related causes. Second, ethical responsibility. Ethical responsibility is concerned with ensuring an organization is operating in a fair and ethical manner. Organizations that embrace ethical responsibility aim to achieve fair treatment of all stakeholders, including leaderships, investors, employees, suppliers, and customers. Third, philanthropic responsibility. It is refers to a business aim to actively make the world and society a better place. And the last, economic responsibility. In this type of economic responsibility, the end goal is not to simply maximize profits, but positively impact the environment, people, and society. That's all.